College for Research and Technology, Burgos Street, Cabanatuan City. Logistic and Customer Service in Hospitality Management. Good day everyone. I am PJ Bermudez together with Bethel Marty Gaerlan, Leslie Evangelista, Royana Nicole Marzan, and John Benedict La Rosa. Today we're going to talk about the article State of Logistics 2020, Managing the Supply Chain in a Changed World. Introduction. Demand stability, agility, transparency from logistic providers, and look to ensuring.
Important points. First, we need to discuss what is a carrier. Company that undertakes the professional conveyance of goods or people. For example, transportation of goods and people or mail. Example of these are Pan Am Airlines or the Post Office. What is a shipper? A person or company that sends or transport of goods by sea, land, and air. They are usually the owner of the commodities. Example, Evergreen Marine Corporation. Mixed pictures for providers. U.S. companies and other business providers are using trucks, ships, and aircrafts to send goods ever since. Most of the companies experienced decrease in production in 2018. At the end of 2019, companies, shippers, truckings made their way and negotiated lower rates. Group of companies reduced their profits for new trucks. The cycle was worsened by the arrival of COVID-19. The big companies are turning to the use of technology. Small companies will need to rush in to keep up with the bigger ones in terms of technology, providing apps to cater the customer demands. Amidst the pandemic, the shipment grows this 2020, but the capacity of parcel products increases and many of it stock up in the stations. Number 2, expect warehouse growth. What is a warehouse? Large building where products are stored before their export or distribution. Sample of it are DHL and FedEx. There are three main types of warehouse. General warehousing where the merchandise are stored. Refrigerated warehouse whereas the perishable pharmaceutical artworks or plants are stored in the storage. Expect warehouse growth. The warehouse demands remained increasing despite the situation of COVID-19. Nearly all industrial markets remain significantly supply constrained. Strong demands and tight supply continue to put upward pressure on rental rates, thus making the warehouse full and less availability. While the demand for space continues to be driven by the e-commerce and logistics as retailers seek further supply chain efficiencies. The online big companies and third-party logistics are impacting the market dynamics with their demands for large facilities near major cities.
Building in logistics sources. When factories closed because demand had evaporated, massively manufacturing the automobile industry, an important segment of basic chemical, comes to an end. The supply chain supplying the hospitality and restaurant industry are largely cold stop and high-tech goods, goods such as microprocessors, continued to travel across the globe. From the other hand, they still need to provide input to the key computers, several, and military products. Moreover, consumer package goods and food demand, therefore people brought up and then purchased while adhering for their home order. Strategy of logistics to ensure that you can respond to the supply chain versatility.
Critical point. The economic slowdown seriously impacted most of the companies, stock markets, supplies, and logistics. Even before COVID 19 hit, a slew of truckload haulers had begun declaring bankruptcy. Some shippers now face higher rates, while others are greeted by overcapacity. It is when COVID-19 pandemic began to spread the world is going to look markedly different. The supply shock that started in China in February and the demand shock that followed as the economy shut down exposed weakness in the production strategies and supply chains of firms just about everywhere. Temporary trade restrictions and shortages of medical supplies and other products highlighted their weaknesses. The bankruptcy may lead to possible loss of property. You may be forced to sell that item to pay off some debt. Facing higher rates can negatively affect a company and its employees in many ways. Consumer spending, including employees and companies, will continue to decline as a result of economic constructions in a post-COVID 19 world.
So let's proceed to the possible solutions. The first one is the adoption of warehouse automation. It is the process of packaging, retrieval, and transfer of goods proceed with automated storage system. Automated storage system, it means automatic equipment or robot that uses in inventory when storing products or items. In addition, it is also efficient, fast, scalable, and secure automated warehouses. Therefore, operators do not have to do a difficult task and as well it will reduce and minimize the errors. The next one is transportation management system. It is a system which it transfer a day-to-day of goods or product from one place to another. It will help in data and information on trade enforcement and ensuring the prompt delivery of loads, reduce freight expenses, where the system is able to provide savings by monitoring and improvement and increase customer service, where customers will have the access to see the shipment and freight information and location of it. And the last one is track and trace method of determining where the goods are and where their location is and can also find the outpass information process.
Possible suggestions in the systems. Move move away from paper to digitization. Protective measures for COVID-19 have made protective measure for COVID-19 have made clear that operation dependent on physical asset such as paper can face serious disruption when physical presence is not a possibility. Wet signatures paper printouts are usually handled by operation personnel who must come to who must come to the office or another place of work, coordinate with others. In addition, value chains rely on information in this paper. Documents lose access to that visibility very quickly and cannot react to changing conditions. The second one is ensure data privacy for suppliers. The reason why upstream supplier will not reveal information to end customers, even if it's easy for them to do so, is that they fear losing commercial advantage if their operation, pricing, and sourcing, so that suppliers have to be able to control exactly who receive exactly who receive what data from them and independently verify such controls. Give suppliers an incentive to share their data. Supplier incentive are a great way to get increased performance and create positive behavior change in supplier. And lastly, start early. Supply chain initiative take time to roll out, and most effective move to take now is implement supply chain finance programs to support suppliers in financial trades and make the value chain more capital efficient. If companies begin to institute data sharing in their supply chains at the same time, they will be in a much better position to deal with a future shock.